citizens. After the extraordinary success of online communication technologies, including, of course, social media, it is foreseeable a potential coming cultural revolution due to immersive communicative experience. It happens several times that technologies lie parked for years till they get on stage. Think about the internet, AI, RFID, neural networks, and mobile phones, and more. In 1989, the artist Monica Fleischmann disclosed a cutting-edge technology, virtual reality, long time before explored by Ivan Sutherland and Morton Ehrlich. This was the origin of the exploitation of both artificial reality and virtual reality. On one side, Myron Kruger, on the other side, Jaron Lanier and Thomas Zimmerman. In 1978, Andrew Lipman developed the Aspen Movie Map, enabling virtual navigation along the streets of Aspen thanks to a sequence of pictures linked together. In 1991, Carolina Chris-Neira, Daniel Sandin, and Thomas DeFanti developed the CAVE automatic virtual environment, better known as CAVE, a cube with retroprojected surfaces enabling one explorer to accompany small groups to visit a virtual environment. In 1993, Infobyte, a VR company located in Rome, developed a set of interactive virtual reality applications, mainly devoted to exploring the application field of cultural heritage. Basilica Superiore di Assisi was the first application, followed by Nefertari Tomb, Rome Colosseum, St. Peter Basilica, Raffaello's Rooms, and other applications. Almost all the virtual environment created by Infobyte offered an enhanced degree of interaction, allowing the user to virtually restore or switch from one scenario to another. Interactive virtual reality applications were designed to be experienced by one user per time. Even the CAVE allowed only one explorer, even if accompanied by some visitors. An interesting exploration of the potential fields of application of interactive virtual reality in education was devoted to a particularly difficult scientific topic, the magnetic field and its laws. Students had the chance to enter in this universe and observe the behavior of an electrical particle thrown within the magnetic field, having the additional option to tune all the key parameters and see the outcomes. In the 90s, virtual reality was considered a potential pervasive technology offering benefits in different fields, from human-computer interaction to culture. On the other side, the specter of virtual drug and attempt to destroy social relation was many times evocated. Many times, a limited application of VR was successful, typically interactive walkthrough in virtual scenarios, even if the potentialities of interactive virtual reality were incredibly wider, using virtual sensors, virtual actuators, autonomous behaviors of digital objects, enhanced interaction among entities, and more. As it often happens, interactive virtual reality succeeded in some fields and was considered not enough mature in others. Consequently, IVR reached the so-called CAN phase, and another potential pervasive technology came on stage, the World Wide Web. Nowadays, powerful devices are in the pockets or on the desktop of citizens. Display devices ranging between cartoon goggles and affordable cost head-mounted displays offer the opportunity to feel immersed in a virtual 3D scenario. The concept of metaverse probably dates back in the 90s, when Bruce Dahmer introduced the Digit Gardener, the avatar of a gardener remote controlled by humans. More recently, the movie Avatar outlined this idea to create digital proxies operating in a cyber universe. Some 30 years ago, we remember a hotel social game. Players can store assets in a kind of digital monopoly. Even in this scenario, thieves used to act to stealing virtual furniture and clothes. Then it was the time of Second Life, SAS Cube, Street View, Oculus Rift, Cardboard. Michael Neymar was appointed Google's first ever resident artist in the VR division, and lastly, till now, the metaverse. Immersion, immersivity. Let's now consider the concept of immersion and immersivity. We need to specify the meaning of immersion. Does it mean emotionally involved, blurring reality with virtuality? There are different experiences that can be labeled immersive: reading a book, watching a movie, attending a concert or opera, experiencing wild nature, spiritual experiences, and more. The ability to feel immersed differs from person to person. Some people are unable to feel immersed even if they experience the most immersive situation, and they still keep the two environments separated. Digital technology till now has mainly acted as a human installation technology, computer-mediated human relations, or even a loneliness relation with your terminal, smartphone, gaming console, or laptop. It happens that friends sitting around the table at breakfast or lunch do not interact among them, but watch their smartphones sending messages or browsing the websites. It is time to develop digital technology improving socialization, taking citizens out from their apartments, joining the variety of agora, public spaces in city squares, theaters, and stadiums. After a long training in watching DVDs and video streaming, we know that there are some shows that must be enjoyed in group. Football matches, scary movies, science fiction are better experienced together with other people. The key assumption is that immersion needs to be triggered not only in a circumscribed space where visitors have to come, but throughout the digital network between institutions and people using different platforms, not only within their own bubble, but together, not only with dedicated equipment, but also using capturing sensors for a minimal invasive collective and social experience, either in the public space or remotely, to gather the citizens and to cope with potential confinement and distant cultural access. This immersion paradigm shift, in which passersby, visitors, or internauts take part, will improve the institutional flexibility and cultural offerings, stimulate cultural consumption, increase revenue, and enhance social impact. This will require arts and cultural institutions to establish corresponding businesses models and foster new cultural consumption patterns to meet the upcoming need of the public digital usage. There are already scattered around the world several public spaces that are suitable for such cultural offer. Think, for instance, to airports and malls. People used to spend time in such facilities, and why will not enjoy some cultural experiences, even related to local assets? In the last decades, citizens experienced a different public space digital exhibits, such as Uffizi Virtual Experience, Van Gogh The Immersive Experience, Galileo L'Inferno, and Virtual Zoo 7D, and more. Advances in immersive technology may represent competitive advantage to the media industry, such as the extended reality applications, and are an important driver for the experience economy, enhancing breadth, depth, and intensity of artistic performances or the visitor experience at art and cultural institutions. Yet advanced immersive solutions are usually neither readily available nor broadly accessible. Point one, they require specific developments that can hardly be carried out by most institutions. Point B, they are usually confined into virtual or actual closed spaces where conditions, either human or environmental, can be fully mastered. Point C, they are usually limited to cinematic experience in which bystanders play little or no role. Point D, the inherent affordance of immersive propositions, which sometimes rely on a complex software interface and expensive equipment, is questioned by the currently evolving world health situation. A relevant step forward can be due to the exploitation of large interactive virtual reality theaters in public spaces, where citizens can experience both media companies' products and creative artifacts. In such public spaces, citizens can interact with the application even in connection with other citizens located in public spaces pertaining different different countries and culture. Some of early experience in this field of remote cooperation among artists were experienced on the occasion of the Ars Electronica Festival many years ago, or by Art and Common more recently on the occasion of the pandemic, especially in the field of music and performing art in general. There is a need to create a global framework for cultural creativity by designing and developing efficient, cost-effective software and hardware, multi-user, multi-site, multi-platform, non-invasive, immersive, and interactive user experience. Sorry for the long list of buzzwords identified as key characteristics. Both software and hardware need to be optimized to offer users a hassle-free, less costly, sustainable, and enhanced immersive experience to favor the approach to culture as an emotionally engaging, communicative experience in public spaces. This is actually the aim of the project ARTCAST4D Unleashing Creativity, a 36-month project coordinated by Politecnico di Milano and developed by 10 domain-skilled partners from 7 European countries, merging research, technological, creative, and cultural background. In 2022, the project ARTCAST4D Unleashing Creativity has been awarded by the European Commission in the framework of the Horizon Europe Cultural Creative Industries. Currently, following academic and industrial approaches, it relies on theoretical and experimental research, open source software, and hardware development, together with challenging case studies and on-site beta testing implementations. To ensure both easy maintenance and wider impact, such applications will also have an easy customization interface, allowing for the development of extension modules.